Come on, let's celebrate. Get off your seat. Get up and dance. Come on. I know you want to, and I know you think it's silly, but come on. Time to celebrate. Woo-woo! It's important to celebrate. Look at this. Celebration. Day 43. Janae here. Brighten, lighten, and ignite your day. There's a party going on. Come on. For sure. And your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate. Come on now. Come on. We are here to have fun. You've been doing all this hard work. And now it's time to celebrate. And it's so important that we take time to celebrate, right? We do a lot of hard work now. Let's count our wins, okay? So, what I'd like you to do is to get those training points out. And if you haven't yet, that is your one and done, is to count your training points for the 45 days. So you're like, okay, we're 43, so you can start counting that as well. And get ready, because your celebration story is coming up soon, and I want you to be ready for that, okay? So go ahead and get that out. Keep celebrating. I'm going to keep celebrating here while you take a minute to work on those, and then come back for more celebration. All right, so of course it's fun to celebrate with money, isn't it? So here's your two good for you is cha-ching, cha-ching. So I love this when I took the Experience Masterclass with Marissa Morogatode, and she talked about this idea of wins. And every time that we would complete watching a video or an activity on the computer, go cha-ching, cha-ching. So we're gonna do some cha-ching, cha-ching with our money wins. So what I want you to do, I want you to think about everything that you've done during the sprint, okay? And we're gonna be looking at 4 different money perspectives. Our quarter wins, which are those big wins that are most valuable. Our dime wins are smaller wins, but still valuable. Then, I'm sure you've had some nickel wins, okay, that have moved you forward. And then the penny wins are all those little tasks and little things that you did that are still totally worth celebrating, okay? So like me, get out a bunch of money, and then what I want you to do is to think about that and reflect on everything and start putting them in your piggy bank. Ooh, big win. I had a big mind shift change, or I started to do this habit. Here is that task. I completed the videos. You completed all 45 videos. Boom, go ahead, start adding that in. Fabulous. Keep going. If there's more money, you can keep adding and bringing everything. Just keep counting your wins. Woohoo! Bank them up. And then you can literally see the progress, because our brain likes to see that we've made progress. And that's why the video games are all those little wins and levels. And that's what we're here to celebrate. You know what? Maybe your number one goal turned out differently than you thought, but there is so much to celebrate that we want to make sure we don't forget that, okay? And then our 3 is key, is I want to share a personal celebration story with you, but it has to go with a bigger story about a priest named Father Doberstein. And he created something called the Grotto of Redemption in West Bend, Iowa. So I want to show this to you. Hopefully we don't get too much of a glare. So this is just, you know, it doesn't really do it justice, this picture, but this is in West Bend, Iowa. And this is a grotto that he spent 40 years of his life, cha-ching, cha-ching, of his time but instead of the money, it's stones. And it's a city block wide of stones. And for him, he was telling the story of Jesus and redemption. But I just wanted to share a couple pictures in this book with you, because this one has a quote that was made of stone of him. And on there it says, "If your messages are carved in stone, they will near nigh be imperishable." Okay, and that's what we're doing as we have win after win. Okay, so it's really hard to understand, but like here is kind of one, I keep getting that glare, sorry. Here you go. So here's one example of one just wall, and if you look really closely, you can see all those tiny stones. He did every single tiny stone. Talk about a win, one piece after another, and that's what it is to create this magnificent experience. And 40 years he worked on it, and they say he didn't keep a lot of records, but they say that he didn't sleep that much, and he was so dedicated to this. And then when he passed away, because he finished strong and he was creating such this amazing legacy, there was another priest who continued his work, and it's continued on and on. So if you ever have a chance to go to West Bend, Iowa, no matter what your religion is, I would totally encourage you, because standing in there is completely overwhelming, because it's the one place on earth where there's the most geological treasures, from shells to stones, and it's just crazy what is built there. And I was there at a really critical time. I went with my mother, and it was during the end of summer, and all my boys were going back into school, and it was a time for me to make a decision, to be decisive, to either finish strong with what I had been doing in my career and my work, or choose a different route and maybe go back and get a job in the training industry. And so I was there, and I was completely overwhelmed, and I totally felt this message in my heart tell me that, Janae, you too have created, something like this. It's not stones, because that isn't your mission, but if everything you've done, the visible and the invisible things, you too would have created something like this. And I'm not quite at the age that he was, but every day, stone by stone, we create wins in our lives, but we don't oftentimes see them because they're so intangible. And so we have to remember that each little win makes a difference. And I was there, and I wanted to get a picture. There's this beautiful wall of stone that was made, and there was a heart. And I wanted to stand by the picture of the heart and get a picture. And so my mom took this picture of me, and as you kind of scan in and scan out, she took it and she looked at me and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Janae, I think you just got your angel wings. I mean, doesn't it look like the heart and kind of like wings?" And I saw that picture and I had complete chills, and it was my sign that I knew it was time to finish what I completed. And that's why I'm here now, is that I have made the decision that I've had a lot of wins in my life, and I want to go for more, just like you, so that stone by stone, hour by hour, heart by heart that we put into the work that we do creates a ton of wins. So I want you to just take this time and really reflect on that. And your 3 good for you, or 3 key, is to figure out how you too have been inspired big, and celebrate all that you've done, from the small things to the big things to the larger part of your life, so that you will finish strong and you will win, knowing that you too, the things that you have done, have been carved in stone within your heart and to others. So from my heart to yours, be love.